on over there?
No.
Okay, cool.
I used to have to like pre-check the channels and all stuff, but I guess we're live. So let's.
Yeah. I will check on my phone as well.
Come on there. Come on there. Yep.
Hey, do you notice, like, if you go to Facebook, do you ever see videos that are like, I don't want to say highlighted, but they're like brighter than the rest?
Yeah, I don't know if people adjust the hue on the video to make it pop more. Yes. Yeah. The reels.
Like one of them, it's like shiny. Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm like, what the fuck is that all about?
There's these people that just do
internet
stuff. You know, and I work on the internet, but then like people will be like,
do you work on the line?
Yeah, I work on the line, but they're like, how do we get reels more like viral? I'm like, you do storage. I don't know.
I just jumped on my computer and I got the big message that I'm not allowed to use Gmail anymore because apparently my 16 emails have clogged up all the fucking space between my Gmail account and my phone. And I honestly want to throw this fucking thing through a wall.
Just go get a new phone.
I might just tell Chris, I'm like, I got to get it. I can't deal with this.
Yeah.
I can't deal with messages all the time. You're out of storage. How the fuck am I out of storage when I only came over with like 200 pictures out of thousands?
Yeah.
Because my phone wouldn't allow it. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
I think because it's a Google phone, you can connect it to a Google Drive.
But I'm not paying for it. I don't
Google
need
Drive.
that.
I think it's free.
Or
maybe it's like $10 a month or something.
Yeah,
but
I'm still not paying for it. Nah.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to. My other phone managed just fine.
Just go back to your old phone.
I can't.
Oh, that one had a shit battery.
Oh, dude, it wouldn't last 2 hours. This thing's at 72%. It'll last me fucking sometime tomorrow morning.
Your battery was so bad you were this far away from wearing a shower cap and doing this a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
I had to take my fucking portable charger with me and a cord everywhere. It was awful.
Yeah. Fuck all that. I'm not for it. Let's go to this.
I sacrificed regular phone shenanigans for a fucking awesome camera. Big mistake.
Well, here's the problem too. As a camera gets better, it takes larger images. So Google's like, you're going to pay for storage, bitch. We're going to get you. Yeah. No, nice. I like that koozie because I look like a fucking awesome black man. I look like Common.
I've been drinking out of that Frost Buddy you got me.
Yeah.
Like constantly. That's part of the reason why I buy pounders, because they fit in so fucking good.
Perfect. Yeah.
Like the Coors Light cans will stick out past the lip a little bit.
Right.
Like regular Busch Light and Budweiser can, Bud Lights or whatever. They fit in there, but it's real close to lip and it feels funny when you drink them. So
the one drawback to it is when we go to the lake, everyone has Frost Buddies too. My buddy told me about Frost Buddy. That's why I got it for you. I guess his friend started the company, but they're trying to like take something out and put it in. We're all floating on fucking floaties, and those things go right to the bottom.
Oh, the inserts?
Yeah, right to the bottom.
I always got to make sure I know where the fuck that is. Like when me and Charlie were in Ann Arbor, I had to take it out because I brought pounders. I was like, okay, pull this out. I got to throw it right in my fucking duffel bag so I know where it is.
Yep. Yeah, it gets a little complicated. All right, you got some topics. Lead the charge, big guy.
I just want to say today is a great day to be a Michigan Wolverine.
Because of who?
We landed the #1 overall commit in the country today. Bryce Underwood flipped his commitment from LSU to Michigan.
Great name, Bryce Underwood.
He is a local boy. He's right from Ann Arbor area. Huh?
That's cool.
Yeah. Big dude, rocket arm, second coming of JJ McCarthy, I think. Dude looks good. And I think we're paying him $10.5 million, which
holy shit.
Fuck it. Ohio State spent $30 million this year. I don't even want to hear it. Their whole team.
Yeah. So you're paying one quarterback $10 million.
Yeah, and probably not paying a whole lot of other people much at all. So
there needs to be a cap in college.
There does. And it's to this NIL thing. We've talked about this before. Adam and I get into it all the time. It's completely out of control.
It's to the point where like a lot of coaches that didn't want to deal with trying to like, I think Mike Tomlin can get away with it. Mike Tomlin can go to a team and like really coach up the guys as men.
Yeah. That dude's done a great job in Pittsburgh.
Amazing. Yeah.
Everybody wants to shit on Pittsburgh, but he's never had a losing record.
No, they're one win away.
I would take
20 years in a row. Yeah. 20 years in a row, not having a losing season. But he coaches men and then he coaches players.
Yeah.
And a lot of coaches don't like the NFL because they got to fucking deal with all this bullshit. How am I going to tell you? I'm a 5'10" guy. I'm not. I'm 6'2", but no big deal. But I'm going to go to a guy, a defensive tackle that's fucking 6'7" and makes $30 million a year and say, you're not giving it your all, or play for the team, all that shit. They're like, fuck you. I make $30 million because I know how to do my shit.
And you know what happens to those guys? That gets told to everybody.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Hey, I don't give a fuck about your talent. You have a shitty fucking attitude in the locker room. You bring everybody down.
Unless you're Gamatan not gonna work here anymore. Sue. Unless you're him, where every year he was like a hired hand for like $13 million.
Yeah.
And he played 58% of the snaps. Like, can you imagine? You get your salary, but you can only work 58% of your given work time.
Yeah.
That's
I honestly believe this cap, it needs to be a hard cap too, not like a luxury cap like there is in the MLB, where you can just spend over and then the rich teams just get to pay, because we are probably one of the deepest pocket universities in the land.
Of course, yeah. And I think it should be
some of the biggest fucking boosters. But I mean, there's other schools that have
position.
Yeah. No, it's overall. Hey, you have $10 million to spend this year across players. That's it. Hey, you're going to pay one guy $3 million. You got $7 million to spread out.
The problem with that is you got these guys on legacy deals. So there's going to be 1 year of fuckery in between. Like when the MLB would go on strike-ish, and then they'd have like 1 year with no cap and no penalty. And then you see Boston and whatever. They're just like, fuck, let's just fucking roll. Yankees. Boston, $320 million.
Yankees, Tampa Bay, not Tampa Bay. There was like one other team in that mix that would fucking throw stupid money around.
Yeah. But I think college needs to fix it, because like those guys that can't coach men and then coach players, they would retreat to college, because at least you can coach the player.
The kids, yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't have to worry about that. They weren't millionaire prima donnas, but now they are.
Now they are. This dude who hasn't played one snap in college is gonna get $10 million. That's huge. Yeah. And
over 4 years, I think it is. I don't know how it's structured, where if you don't stay all 4, if you have to pay some of that money back, or you just don't get it.
It's probably an aggregate. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure on this. Like I said, 100 times, this was supposed to be, if you sell a jersey with your name on it, if you're featured in a video game, if you sign autographs, that sort of thing, you're supposed to get a little chunk of cash for it.
I do agree.
You're not supposed to get fucking millions of dollars.
I do agree. Maybe not from the university, but I do agree that if you're this Underwood guy and you go to a car dealership and they give you a free car and they give you $1 million, that should be yours. Yeah. I think they should put it into a trust.
And that was one big thing we were talking about, I think, at work, that all these things should be put into trust until these guys are
like Allen
Iverson, like 30.
Yeah. Yep. Or 80-20. 80% of your salary or your NIL stuff goes into a trust. You get 20%. This kid's still going to be balling out of goddamn control. Maybe not.
So what is that? 10 million. So if you're doing 80-20, he gets $200,000 a year.
Yeah.
What 18-year-old cannot live on $200,000 a year?
Yeah. Yeah. But if you flame out, if you Vince Young it, Vince Young probably would have been in the $10 million a year type shit. Matt Leinart.
It's wild watching some of these old athletes come back and say, hey, we want to get paid for what we did. Sorry, the statute of limitations is run out. We don't give a fuck what you did 10 years ago. So I'll tell you one thing. Vince Young got paid. Everybody at Ohio State got paid. Everybody at Bama got paid. all those guys. But yeah. I don't want to. I have to swallow that and know that Weber got fucking paid by
what happened.
The booster there. I forgot.
Yeah.
Ed something or other. Yeah. But yeah, they got to rein this under control. And like I said, I'm all for these kids getting a little chunk of something. I mean, fuck, if they make $100,000 off endorsements or whatever in a year, good for you.
Sure.
You don't need to be making fucking $3.5 million a year. You don't. I'm sorry.
And if you do through, let's say one dude gets in there and he turns into the Peyton Manning of college football, where he is just, he's on statewide stuff. He's on this, he's on that, or whatever Peyton's in. Then that's great. But the college is only going to pay you $1 million a year. That's the cap. That's a hard cap on per position. So you're going to get $1 million a year, even if there's no trust type thing set up. But you can go and do McDonald's and Burger King and all that shit, as long as it doesn't affect the team. That's your money as well. I do agree on their ability to make money on their likeness.
Yeah.
Then again, it still does position teams like Notre Dame that have basically their own network.
Yeah.
So like if you're a good, you just go there and that you're going to get a lot of eyes on you, and then you can. It's not even a regional marketing effort. You can be a national NIL type player, but that shit gets a little weird, man. And I feel bad for the college coaches because it's got to be like hanging onto a fucking kite in a hurricane, man. It's got to be rough.
Yeah. I mean, before it was like, hey, man, you come here, go to the park, reach under the bench. There'll be a sandwich bag,
$200,
little brown lunch bag full of fucking, 15, 20 G's in cash.
Sure.
Hey, we'll get you a part-time job at this car dealership. You'll get a free car. Wink, wink. All that shit happened. I mean, we want to go back and look at it. Look at what happened with LeBron. His mother couldn't squeeze 2 fucking nickels together, but all of a sudden, just before he declares the draft, he's driving a fucking brand new chromed out Hummer. Weird how that works, but.
Well, I think he signed a futures contract with Nike.
Fuck LeBron.
That was put into, and just, I mean, whatever. But like legally, it was put into a trust, and they borrowed against the trust, which to me seems like
end around.
Yeah, illegal. Just like the NFL. The end of the year, you'll see that the Jets are going to be 15 million over the cap, and then they keep their same players, and then they're magically 30 million under the cap. You're like, how does it work? Because
they're allowed to kick the can down the road. The Bills did it this year. I don't like that. That cap should be a hard cap.
Yeah.
The number is what it is. You don't get to kick it down the road. You figure it out. You fuck up and pay somebody too much, you got to fucking eat that and deal with it for a year or two.
Yep.
Not our problem.
Yeah. I do like, and you can see how they can restructure shit too, because the NFL used to absolutely fuck people if they drafted wrong before they had the structured rookie contracts.
Yeah.
Because let's say the Raiders go grab that one dude, number 2, what the fuck was the guy's name? The quarterback. God, where's all our audience? Huh? Jamarcus Russell. They go grab him. He holds out. He gets a guaranteed like $55 million for like 5 years, which was a good contract back then.
Yeah.
And then he sucks. Now it's a guaranteed 4-year contract with an option for the 5th, and there's a governor on the salary. That's it. You can add in other permissions in there. You can negotiate it a little bit, but there's a lot of governors that say this is all you're going to get, based on where you're picked and based on your position. I like that. Because you like the Raiders were bad like 4 years in a row, and they drafted terribly. So by the 3rd year, like 40% of their salary was going to top 5 picks that suck dick, and they can't go get anybody else.
No, you're tied to that, and it's just there's your anchor right there, and the ship's going down. It's fucking pulling you with it. I don't think there should be guaranteed money in sports anymore. You're watching these guys. I don't know who's the one guy that fucking broke this mold and had his Deshaun Watson. Was it him?
Mm-hmm.
His entire contract was guaranteed. Why would you ever do that? He had proven nothing at that point.
And
I mean, there's other people that would probably deserve shit like that back in the day. Breeze,
Tom Brady.
Manning, Brady, those kind of guys. But somebody that's relatively unproven, why would you guarantee him a guy? That's, I mean, it's on the fucking owners and it's on the fucking GMs to do that anyhow. But
and the league,
that money needs to be fucking stuck to. That's it.
If you don't think there's politics within owners too, like the league was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Now, let's say that it worked. Let's say Deshaun Watson is having a Joe Burrow kind of year.
MVP kind of year. Yeah. Just say top 7 in the mention for MVP possible.
Yeah. Joe Burrow's having the best season almost ever, and they're still not winning. Like they're 4-4 or whatever they are.
4-6, I think.
4-6, yeah. So but he is absolutely top 3.
Him and Chase, I think, are like number 1 in like 7 or 8 categories.
Absolutely freaking nature. But let's say then at that point, I think the league would sway a little bit more towards 100% guaranteed contracts because well, fuck it. It worked for them. They're not winning. They got a couple more pieces to put in there. I also don't think in the NFL, this is where
Joe Burrow is plus 4,000 to win the MVP right now, and he's destroying everybody in every category. Kyler Murray's in front of him. Patrick Mahomes, Hurts, Goff, Lamar, and Josh Allen, who's got like number 5 numbers, is leading it because the Bills are winning.
Well, let's be honest. If you took Goff off the Lions, I think the Lions are still a pretty good team, but Goff has though? Just throw in the dude from New York.
No. Do you put what's his nuts back there? Out in LA? Huh?
Stafford?
Yeah. Do you put Stafford back?
Yeah. Yeah. They would have the same record, but to be fair to Goff, that dude, he's had, I think, multiple games where he's had more touchdowns than incompletions.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? And that dude was a cast off.
And weird, are you seeing? I've seen this the last few years. You've watching these quarterbacks struggle with this team after 3-4 years, and then going from starter to back up the bench to third string, coming back and winning a starting job and whatever, and winning a couple games and getting cast off. Hey, you're gonna go be somebody's backup for a year or 2, and you're gonna be out of the league.
Sure.
Geno Smith goes out to fucking Seattle.
Yeah.
Absolute resurgence in his career. Yes. Absolutely resurgence in his career now.
Goff overdrafted.
Not saying he needs to be in the MVP race, but Jesus Christ, he's playing good football.
Yeah.
For Geno Smith. We all know what Geno Smith's done over the years. Trash can. Sam Darnold, written off.
Yeah.
New life in him because I knew he was playing for his career when they drafted JJ. If JJ didn't get hurt, you'd never hear Darnold's name mentioned again.
And I don't think that he was overdrafted, but he went to the Jets.
You watch all this stuff, and this is true to form with a lot of teams that can't get their shit together.
Yep.
And it goes into hockey as well with the Sabres.
Mm-hmm.
They've had all the pieces there to win a Stanley Cup, but they've never put them together. Those guys leave by their own accord, free agency, or a trade, or say, we want to get the fuck out.
Sure.
What happens? They go and win a Stanley Cup.
They blow up. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's at that point, there's 2 places to point the finger. Ownership and the GM. Where I put it.
Yeah. So GMs are in an unfair position. And this is what I mean by this. Look at the guy from the Jets. What's up, Philo? The dude from the Jets just gets fired. He assembled probably one of the best rosters when you look at skill positions in the NFL. He was cap friendly. He did very well. He missed on a couple, but who doesn't miss on some draft picks, right?
Yeah, nobody hits home runs every time.
And I think the one glaring mistake he made was overdrafting Zach Wilson. But let's say Zach Wilson in 6 years from now is another Geno Smith or fucking Sam Darnold. You don't know, right?
Yeah.
But GMs also feel bad ownership breathing down their neck, and so then they go try to make shit happen. They get Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
They get Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers probably, if he didn't tear his Achilles, wouldn't be playing as bad as he's playing right now. He's one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Luck of the draw. Time's undefeated. It's just the way it is, right? Yeah, he goes and signs Hassan Reddick. Hassan Reddick wants to hold out because he doesn't like his contract. Just a lot of bad shit. So then he tries to just hurry up and get things right. You're not going to win like that.
No.
And then the first thing they do is fire the coach. If I was an owner, you have to go, I'm going to live with this GM and this coaching combination for 6 years. In 6 years, if we're still well under 500, then I got to make a wholesale change. I can't just fire the coach and keep the GM.
Yeah.
Wholesale it and start completely anew. I still think scheme-wise, NFL-wise, I don't know if hockey's like this, and you could tell me differently, but for a long time, there was the debate, Bill Belichick's type of 3-4 hybrid defense where you need a fat-ass defensive tackle in the one position, and you need really heavy, almost non-athletic defensive ends because you actually get your defensive ends on your outside linebackers because you're running a 3-4 or a 3-4 hybrid, which is more of like a nickel set. Then let's say you're a 3-4 hybrid, and then you hire a coach that's mostly 4-3. Well, all those players that are on contract, save for maybe 1 or 2 defensive linemen, they all got to go. So now you're 2 or 3 years down the line before you can cycle those guys out, recoup their salaries, and then draft accordingly or get free agents accordingly to fit the fucking plan. And then in year 3, they get fired.
I don't think that plan should be set in stone. Because you go out and you have, your offense is run heavy and pass reliant on longer downs, third down and whatever.
Sure.
But you get a quarterback that is mobile.
Yep.
Not strictly like a Cam Newton running quarterback.
Sure.
But runs a spread offense. You need to change that offense to his strength, not the other way around.
Yeah. And that's the other part
way
too.
Too much of that going on.
There's a lot of egos in coaching.
Yeah. It's like, this is my show and whatever, dude. If I was a coach and I had a number 1 pick and I was going to go after the fucking quarterback of all quarterbacks, I'd be like, first fucking day I draft you, the next day you show up for your media thing, I'm pulling you in my office. What do you like to run?
Yeah.
We have this guy that can compliment you.
Yep.
We have this, all this shit. And he goes, hey, out of our 80 offensive plays that we're pretty much going to run a lot, 60 of them are tailored around you. Let's work on those 20. Can you fit in here? Can you run these 20 and whatever? But there's just too much of this. It's my way or the highway shit. You gotta be fluid as a coach. You have to be able to change.
Like, do you think Bill Belichick wanted to have the Brady Moss season? No, there's no way that Bill Belichick was like, fuck it, throw it 50 times. Yeah. Tom Brady, fuck it, have 55 touchdowns or whatever the fuck he had. Fuck it. Let's just fucking do it. Bill Belichick grew up in almost like the fucking Lombardi type of system that his dad was a coach with. Like, we're going to create a highway and we're going to run down through the gaps. We're going to do this. And all of a sudden you have all the pieces assembled and you have, I think, one of the greatest offensive coordinators, worst head coaches of all time in McDaniel, calling the shots. And fuck it. That's going to have us win.
Yeah.
Belichick was like, fuck it. You guys have that. I'll focus on the defense. And they still should have been undefeated. I mean, the Giants pulled one out of their ass, but
we all know that.
Probably
I just love how Eli holds that over Brady's head.
Yeah. I love it too. Yeah. Eli's sneaky funny.
Yeah. 2 of the fucking most like unbelievable Super Bowl wins.
Yeah. Well, you know who should get a lot of credit for the first one is the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs. Spags was the defensive coordinator for the Giants, and there was a couple really good transitions where the Patriots could have went down and scored. First of all, you're holding the Patriots to 22 points, maybe under. That year is insane, period. But Spags would have phantom blitzes where a middle linebacker comes up to the line Ball snapped. Middle linebacker turns his back and like goes a little bit towards the middle of the field, and then waits for the offensive lineman to go help on a double team, and then sprints down the middle and sacks Brady. It's like, you don't even think about that. Like, it was like a body language sack. It wasn't scheme. It was like, when the ball snapped, you're going to turn around and then count to 3 and then sprint to the center. Like, that to me is like it's like one of the first body language sacks I've ever seen in my life. Probably the only. It was just like so goddamn creative.
Yeah.
Spagnuolo scares me more than Patrick Mahomes. Andy Reid scares me more than Spagnuolo. Andy Reid's never had a bad quarterback. Now you could say it's just lucky, but hey, Jeff Garcia was a great fucking quarterback with Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Not taking anything away from Patrick Mahomes, but Donovan McNabb, great quarterback with him. Brett Favre, MVP seasons, I believe, were with him as offensive coordinator or something like that, or it was his system. Like
Andy Reid's that guy that just hits home runs, you know?
Yeah. But I think Andy Reid's one of those guys where you can put Daniel Jones in there and they'd still win 10 or 11 games. I really do.
I saw a bunch of bullshit today. They stripped Jones of his captaincy or whatever, but he's like 3rd or 4th on the depth chart right now.
4th now.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Because if he gets
he's one of those guys that can, you're wondering if he gets out of New York and goes somewhere else, does he start to thrive a little bit? You know, like,
probably.
What happened with fucking Baker Mayfield?
Yeah.
Dude was almost out of football.
He got a bad rap too because he took Cleveland to a road win in the playoffs. Cleveland.
Cleveland. Yeah. The absolute dumpster fire of football lately.
And, you know, which is like winning the national championship with Fresno State. Like, it's not going to happen, you know? So he did that. Then
and
got
you don't
hurt
care what
the next
happens
season.
after that.
Yeah. He got hurt the next season, tried to play through it, which was his mistake.
Yep.
Ego will
set
kill
your
you.
ego aside, man. And just,
I'm hurt. I'm going to fuck because it's a really flammable fan base. You know,
flamboyant. Did you say
flammable? Like they're
I know what you said.
They go on fire quick. Fat. You know, what's the packet of sticks called? A bundle of sticks.
I think it's the French call it a fajot.
Oh, fajot. Yeah.
Fajot.
Yeah, fajot. Hey, girl. Yeah. So yeah, I just it's I think Bills Detroit's going to be a great game. I hope by that time both teams have nothing to play for, and everyone just sets.
It's too early for that, dude. The Bills have 3 tough games coming up, and then 3 cakewalk games.
Yeah.
But here's the thing that's going to happen: ego is going to come into play. Josh Allen is going to need to play his butt off for the MVP, for that trophy to go at One Bills Drive to go along with their Super Bowl trophies and off-season winning trophies and the participation trophies. So what they're going to do is play him again in garbage time.
No.
Like they have before. And he's going to fucking take an absolute shot because at that point,
knock on wood, just knock on wood.
No, I'm not knocking on wood. I've said it before. I've said it on here. I've said it on Facebook. I legit hope it happens. Because then you can point the finger at the fucking coaches. Why is he in there when it's 38-7?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, that drives me crazy.
Because he's got to pump up his fucking stats and inflate the fucking Mafia's egos because we got to have this MVP season. And if he doesn't win the MVP this year, the whole fucking league is rigged. And I don't know. Bills better go 2-1 in their next 3 games. Because then they can go 49ers, Rams, and Lions. And then they got
49ers are fucked right now.
Then they got Jets and Patriots.
Rams are
going to get a fit.
Good team.
And
49ers,
Detroit,
everyone's hurt.
Yeah, I heard Purdy might be hurt now.
Yeah, and I think a starting offensive lineman tore his Achilles in practice. Like, I think maybe San Francisco air has a lot of AIDS in it. It's very AIDSy air out there. Or maybe all the people shitting is fucking up the air that's contributing to people not being healthy. But It's not good. And that sucks because I think that team should have won the Super Bowl this year.
So since we've been talking about the Bills, I want to share with you the mafia helping the drive to make stupid people famous. This is now the face of the Bills Mafia.
Hold on. Yeah, dude.
That fat, slobbish fuck who could barely put fucking words together.
Hell yeah.
So they show him, and he's in the background of a bunch of fucking videos. He's literally got a twisted tea 2 feet over his head, just pouring it into his mouth.
Yeah.
So Nate Burleson walks by, and he decides to make a bet. And his words were, Bills get the big dub today, I get your coat.
So he won.
So they went to shake on it. As you can see, this fucking fat tard is wearing overalls with one side buckled because he's a fat fucking redneck.
Sure.
He went to shake Nate's hand, and Nate tells him, first off, bro, you got to do something about all the food crumbs in your chest hair. Secondly, it takes
Nate Burleson's one of the most attractive men on the planet, too.
It takes him 45 seconds to try to wipe his fat ham hock hand on his pants because he can't find the fabric. He's rubbing it on the side of his fat fucking gut. And you could tell it's all chicken grease. You could tell by his eyes he's fucking either on the spectrum or super drunk.
He's fucked.
Nate probably used a gallon of hand sanitizer on his hand.
Yeah.
Okay, so good on Nate for making good on it. But the picture on the right with him with the finger guns in the box was taken 2 days later. Did he put the overalls back on, or did he just never take them off?
I'd say 50-50, dude. You don't know.
Yeah. But that is the face of the mafia. And everybody wonders why the mafia gets a bad rep. Here's why, dude. Stop making stupid people fucking famous.
I think the
nationally, whole jumping through tables. Oh my God, he jumped through. What the fuck are you doing? I seriously, I don't care for the Bills or whatever.
No way.
Every time I watch people jump through a fucking table, I am literally rooting for fucking a TBI or fucking traumatic fucking neck injury. Every time.
That'd be a TNI.
Yeah. Or what's worse than 3rd-degree burns? First,
being
second,
gay?
5th, 10th degree, where your whole fucking body is like burnt bacon.
Yeah, one or the other. Yeah.
I want it all. I want all that for these idiots.
Yeah.
And then one dude stands there and gets covered in ketchup and mustard, and you root for it. One thing I can get behind that I have done once in a Bills game was the bowling ball shot. It's fucking disgusting. But when you're drunk, whatever.
It's part of the pageantry.
When you're holding a 12-pound bowling ball over your head, you drunk.
The first thing you think about is you're going to smash your teeth out.
Yeah, obvious your teeth.
Yeah. It's an experience.
It's retardation.
Sure. What's the golf tournament where everyone just gets fucking hammered?
Waste management.
Phoenix,
yeah.
The Bills tailgate is the NFL's version of waste management. It just is. There's butt chugging. First of all, the girl had a hot fucking ass. I would have eaten her.
That the one that came up? That was the Bills video from a few years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first thing I thought of was,
not gonna lie, her butt was
I wonder who she is and if I can find her and tell her she's pretty.
Yo, what's her at, bro?
Yeah, what's her at, bitch? She was hot. But sure, I would have fucking drank a beer out of her butt. I don't give a shit.
I mean, we've all done some sketchy shit at Bills games.
Sure.
I banged a chick in a fucking somebody else's U-Haul. And they opened the door. What are you doing here? Whoop, wrong U-Haul.
Need a minute.
Yeah,
this isn't where I parked my car.
God, there was one right close. I'm like, fuck, that's ours. Finish up and get the fuck out.
Yeah. It's just, I think also like Buffalo is kind of a young city.
Yeah, they keep fucking breeding these fucking idiots all the time.
But it's a passionate fan base, dude. You can't.
It is.
Like,
it is, and it's.
Would you rather it be like Los Angeles where no one fucking goes, or like
no, I mean,
Miami?
That's the one thing. I mean, you can't take that away from Buffalo.
The only
I
thing,
don't care as much as I shit on them. I can't. They have endured, what was it, 22 years of no playoffs, but
17.
basically sold out. It was more than that, or
it was 17.
There was 22 years without a playoff win.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, whatever. 17 years in a row without the playoffs, basically what the Sabres are doing now. But yet, with the Bills, they sold that stadium out still almost every weekend.
Yeah. I do agree with
that is
your
pure
sentiment of why your hatred mostly for Ralph Wilson. Like those years. That's what really jaded you.
What jaded me, I grew up a Bills fan. I'll admit it. There's pictures of me with Bills shit on there, trying to ask the internet to wipe them from the internet, but no avail yet. I've also worn Bills shit due to not losing bets, but somebody paid me to wear a Bills polo. They'd offer to pay my entry to a golf tournament. I'm not going to say no to $120. For certain things, I'll embarrass myself to a point. But
so sexual and golf tournaments. Got it. Yeah.
And wait,
money's
what?
Money. What?
Yeah, $20 is $20, and I'm not gay.
Money's money, dude.
But I mean, I was a Bills fan during the 4 Super Bowls,
obviously,
whatnot, and then it was all right, cool. Coming back down off that high, and they just, to me, they stopped trying.
Where they fucked up completely was not riding Doug Flutie when they could have just rode Doug Flutie. Not starting Doug Flutie in place of Rob Johnson, who is literally like a human collie. Like, I mean, he had the body type. He good looking dude, tall.
Oh, yeah, he was the surfer guy from Cali, right?
Yeah. But like that year, I could be wrong. It could be the year where Flutie took over completely, or the year where they kind of flip flopped. They had one of the best statistical defenses of all time. They had Chris Spielman, they had Sam Adams, they had some really good people there. Maybe not Sam Adams, but they had Chris Spielman. They were still a very, very sound defense, and Flutie would just dick around and fucking win games. That's where, to me, when they replaced Flutie for Rob Johnson, that's when shit went to shit.
Yeah.
To me, you're pixelated. Is it me or is it you?
Trying. Probably you. I'm hardlined into 5G, so it's always going to be you. I heard you going max headroom for a hot second.
Okay. Yeah, I'm. It says I'm good. I don't fucking know, but to me, that's where everything got fucked.
Yeah, 100%. And then just watching them just throw shit out there, and then try to find these players that were either past their prime and saying this is going to be the guy. Like when they brought T.O. in and gave him the key to the city and he didn't even play it down yet. I'm like, what are they doing? I'm like, I'm off. I'm getting off the bandwagon. And everybody's like, don't get back on if it's going to get good. Well, it never got good. So I stayed off.
Well,
and
I think
as things got older, I got older and watched the fucking shit. It just became easier to justify why I left. And that was that. And then I started dating my wife shortly after that. And she was a Packers fan because of her high school team called the Packers down in Gowanda. And I'm like, fuck it, man.
First of all, my high school team used to beat the shit out of Gowanda. So that's going to turn you into a Packers fan? Big fucking deal.
So
congratulations.
That's where I'm at now. Yeah.
That's like dating a girl that got fucked in the ass by her uncle.
I haven't asked her that question yet. I'll ask her that Saturday.
And he was a steel worker. That's why I love the Steelers. Like, what the fuck? Like,
oh, Dad worked at Lackawanna Steel.
It wasn't the no, I'm thinking Brockton. Hold on. Gowanda was even worse. Brockton was evil.
The Panthers or Packers?
Gowanda?
I think they're the Panthers.
They were not the Packers. I can tell you that right now.
I think their like little loop team was the Packers because she said used to cheerlead for us. So maybe that's what it was. Gowanda Panthers because my pioneer was the Panthers as well. And I remember her and I talking about this.
Yeah. So she became a Packers fan because of Pee Wee football.
Yeah.
Her dad
has been a Miami sports. Her dad has been a Miami fan since he was a little kid.
How's that going for him?
He's up in heaven now, but
I'm just kidding. I have a dead dad too. She's part of the club.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, Bruce is never going to die. So
neither is Judy.
God damn
it. Judy keeps threatening, but she fucking's never going to do it. God damn it all. But I mean, there's things have happened, and I'm justified in my actions, and I'm not fucking backing down from it. Everybody knows I will shit on the Bills and their fans relentlessly every time. As soon as I was at hockey last weekend when they were playing the Chiefs, and I left the house early just because I wanted to stretch a little more. I was real fucking tight because getting back into hockey after being off.
Yeah.
Even though I'm going to the gym 3 times a week, maybe 4, I'm not ready for it. It's a whole different set of fucking.
It's more cardio
movement
than anything you can do.
It is. Yeah. And I'm slowly getting back into it. So I'm like, all right, I want to get there and get my, at least skates, pads, and pants on, and then do some stretches and whatever. And it's 20 minutes before our game. It's 7:30. And we dropped the puck at 7:50. Nobody's in the locker room. And I'm watching the Bills games winding down. All of a sudden, everybody started piling in. So they're all in the parking lot watching, or they live in East Aurora and they were at home and they buzzed over the rink.
It was a hell of a game.
And I might have been that turnover, might have been a minute and a half. I was under 2 minutes left, and obviously something happened, and the Bills were going to just wind the clock down and win. That's what I put up that post. Congrats on the Bills winning their Super Bowl. And I put my phone down, put the rest of my gear on, walked out on the ice. And I come back in, my phone was hot to touch.
Yeah.
And Big Hurt went, he's so mad. Everybody else is like, my buddy Hobbs is like, dude, you're such a fucking douchebag troll, but I love you for it. And I'm like, you need me on Facebook to hold you accountable for all this shit. I will be there forever doing this. And if you haven't figured it out now that I am sitting back behind my phone with a big fucking wooden spoon, just stirring the pot, then you need to learn that.
Yeah, but you could just try to be a nice person.
No. You want to know why? Let's discuss this real quickly, Chris. Brian Bliss and I have gone back and forth on this. I have taken so much shit from people about my college football team getting their assholes cleansed by Ohio State every year. Us not doing shit until 3 years ago when we beat them. Won a Big Ten championship, went to the playoffs, lost in the first round. Next year, 12-0, whatever, go to the fucking Big Ten championships, win, lose in the fucking semifinals again. Last year, 12-0, win the Big Ten championship, beat Alabama, destroy Washington, win a national championship. Everybody shit on me all those years.
Who's everybody?
You.
No.
Oh, dude, please.
No.
I have Facebook memories that show you shit. I could take screenshots and send them to you all day. I'll post them.
Okay.
All day. And then everybody says, I get all these texts, and they're backhanded congratulations. Motherfucker, you don't get to talk shit for all those years.
I was pulling for you.
I feel great for you. Good job. Congratulations. I know what it's about.
I was pulling for you.
So all those years of everybody shitting on my team, I get to shit on your team. Now we're fucking even, right? You shit on Michigan, I shit on the Bills. We're not going to stop.
Here's the difference.
So guess what? My team,
hold on,
over here has won a national championship 10 months ago. Mm-hmm. What if the Bills won?
2 AFL championships back to back.
Jesus Christ.
What's up?
You weren't even in your dad's nutsack then. So stop.
I don't even know if I was in my dad's nutsack at all because I'm 6'2" and he was like 5'8".
Grown in a fucking lab.
Probably.
You're a fucking test tube.
These shoulders don't come from fucking average Joes, dude. No, I would always. So I grew up. First of all, Chris Webber was my favorite player of all time in college basketball. Then it became Kerry Kittles because I just like the one sock thing. Not sure.
Yeah,
why.
That was cool. I loved him.
Doug Lawrence Moten, he did the same thing.
Yeah.
Right.
That's when everything changed for me.
Yeah.
In the early 90s with the Fab Five. That's when my obsession with Michigan absolutely went through the roof.
Love Desmond Howard.
Yeah. Brady.
But the area that we grew up in, Michigan wasn't always on the TV. They were a lot, but they weren't.
They weren't Notre Dame on NBC or Channel 2 every Saturday.
Yeah.
Michigan was on, like, say there was 12 games a year or 11 back then. You'd find them like 6 to 8 somewhere in there. Ohio it was a big game.
To always be on the TV.
No, I really never saw a bunch of those games unless it was a big game.
Oh, really? Oh, because for some reason, I don't know if it's regionally, but like it just seemed like every weekend, Ohio State was on from like in 96 and 97. And Michigan had one of their best seasons ever in 97.
That's when it
yeah. So they won the championship that year, or they won.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's Desmond Howard and whatever. But like, I loved how Sean Springs played, cornerback. I loved playing a receiver. I loved how Terry Glenn would block for Eddie George. Terry Glenn, one of the most underrated college receiver blocking receivers of all time. I loved that. But I was kind of a free agent with football. I liked watching college football. I just liked it. I never like hooked myself to a team. And I never even knew until we became like friends and I was in South Carolina, probably even after that, I never even knew that Michigan and Ohio State played the Saturday after Thanksgiving every year. I never knew that until we're becoming like really, really good friends. And Tanya and I are married and we keep going on vacation, all these fucking places. I'm like, hey, I know Daryl's going to be watching this game. I liked Michigan when I was a kid. I liked Ohio State when I was a kid. I want to go to a bar and watch it. And I would say to you before the game, hey, good luck. And then Michigan would play well for like the first half. And then it'd be like 37-15 or something.
And then you'd turn around and be like that panda that we used to have on the opener where the one shits in its friend's mouth.
Yeah, I would just be like, maybe next year, whatever.
No, but then I would never. Stop. It was never like, hey man, good game, but maybe next year. No, man, it was complete diarrhea all over my head.
I would talk shit. I would.
Yes. All right, I'm glad we could admit that because I got the receipts if I want them. So do I. Isn't that the whole thing you're supposed to do when you have differences in opinions on sports and teams?
I agree.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do? Like, it's great going to Michigan, going to the tailgate parties, and like 98% of them are all fucking Lions fans. And everybody's like, where are you from? And I'm like, Buffalo. They're like, oh, so you're a Bills fan? No, dude, I hate the Bills. Like, who are you a fan of? I'm like, Packers. I know where I am. And I'm like, I gotta say Packers. I don't have the hatred for the Lions, the Vikings, and the Bears that normal Packers fans have.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm not into the NFL like I am college. Now, you want to show me a fucking Ohio State fan walks into a restaurant? Chris is telling me don't say anything, because I fucking them. I want to flip them off. I want to say you fuck you.
So that
I see an Alabama fan, Notre Dame fan. I hate those motherfuckers. MSU fans, I fucking hate people from these schools.
You're what, 52?
No, 1.5, 51 3/4. Fuck off.
You're almost 52. Isn't it time?
No,
to not be that way.
No. How did you feel about the Patriots and the Dolphins? The same way, bro.
No, I mean,
Bills fans and the Dolphins, it was the same thing as Michigan State and Ohio State, or Michigan, Ohio State, but not on that level.
This is where I'm a little bit different. I loved Bill Belichick. I think Bill Belichick had the greatest defensive coordinating scheme ever when he was the DC for the Giants against the Bills. It's one of the greatest things of all time. It's the greatest example of coaching of all time. I love Bill Belichick as a coach. I really appreciated Tom Brady.
Did you love him, or did you?
I didn't hate him.
Did you appreciate what he was able to do?
To me, he's like the old. Did you
respect him? Did you just respect him as
a
good football coach?
Yeah, and what he's wearing is and where he's coaching is. I don't give a shit. I really don't. Like, and I would get in arguments with my friends that were hardcore Bills fans. I'd be like, that he's the greatest coach of all time. And they're like, what are you fucking talking about? I'm like, if you look
can't
at
say that about the Patriots.
schematically and what he does,
open your eyes, man. There's more.
The fact that he would go, okay, Richard Seymour was one of the best players in the league. And then he goes,
one of the best football IQs out there.
Yeah. And then he goes, you know what? This guy has 1 year left. I know I can trade this fucker to Al Davis. Al Davis is going to give me a first round pick. And then guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to trade that first round pick and I'm going to get more third, fourth, and fifth round picks. He was always smarter than everybody. And I love that about him.
Yeah.
So I would want the Bills to beat the Patriots because I'm a Bills fan and I would hope they win. And a lot of times they didn't. But I never was like, Tom Brady sucks. You know what I mean? How can you say Tom Brady sucks?
Well, everybody did. All the mafia says he sucks because
I would consider
they hated him because he just fisted the Bills.
Yeah,
33-3. He was 15-2 against the Bills in Orchard Park.
Yeah, I think he won more games in the Bills stadium than most Bills quarterbacks did in their career.
You know, you've seen that Browns jersey where they have all the quarterbacks fucking on the tape. The Bills literally had one just like that, but nobody talked about it.
Yeah, they were close. I mean, not as bad as the Browns, but they were close.
Not quite as bad, but it was fucking close, dude.
But the Bills, and again, I think ownership-wise, with the Ralph Wilson years, let's say the last 15 Ralph Wilson years were fucking rough. The guy was cheap as fuck.
Yeah, didn't want to spend the money.
And you're walking. He would hang on to guys too long because he wouldn't let anyone Belichick him. Like Bruce Smith, probably time to go. He still had a couple good years in Washington. I mean,
and they were
fucking insane.
They were okay.
But
isn't that when he got his DWI when he fell asleep in traffic when he was with Washington?
Probably.
Yeah.
You get sleepy when you're driving drunk. It happens. We've all been there. But for the first time ever, if you want to talk about Bruce Smith real quick, Bruce Smith was a 4-3 defensive end. Yeah. When he was with the Bills, he was a 3-4 defensive end, and still.
Well, that's all the Bills ran was 3-4 then.
Yeah, yeah, and still
forever.
Because they don't count Lawrence Taylor's first 2 seasons. They didn't count sacks then. He still has the most sacks of any player of all time. And he was predominantly 3-4, which is fucking insane to me. So you got to give talent like credit where credit's due. All right, you have another topic. Or it's, Adam, what's your topic? Go ahead.
It's not Adam, it's Steve.
Steve, sorry. My bad.
Steve, you're still washing. Jesus Christ. I don't know how many of these beers I've had.
Steve's washing. Doubt it.
I am home alone tonight. My wife left sometime this afternoon with dude, I can't. I have to watch the comments here.
Yeah.
So if I dip out the Facebook, whatever, give me a second. But Krista and Aubrey went with one of Aub's little friends and her mom. They went to Toronto for the Taylor Swift concert.
Oh shit, nice.
So they left today. They're doing a little about the town thing. I think like 8:00. Krista sent me a picture there at Jack Astor's. I'm gonna hang out and then tomorrow get up.
So
and do
Jack
something.
Astor's is still alive and well.
Yeah, in Canada. Yeah. Oh yeah, let her rip.
Perfect.
Another reason why Canada is kind of cool.
Yeah, other than their politics,
really cold beer and strippers. Russian strippers.
You want that?
Then they got the Taylor Swift concert tomorrow night.
Sick.
And then spend a night, and then they're coming home sometime Saturday.
That's sick. That's awesome.
So
good for them.
I had to take an extra class this morning at work. I didn't get out of work till 9:30 this morning. I was only running on 3 hours of sleep yesterday. I'm not looking for fucking violin. Came home, got 3.5 hours of sleep today before I woke up and had to poop really bad. Then I had to get Brady off the bus. Then I had to hang out with Brady. Then we had dinner. We're hanging out. So tomorrow I got to get him up and get him to school, which is something I've never had to do. So that's why I said we got about till midnight, 12:30. So at least I might be able to get 6 hours of sleep.
I'm in the same boat. Yeah.
And I'm like, I gotta go. I'm texting Chris.
Although
like,
I do that.
Time do I have to have him at school? Where do I go? What do I do? I'm like, I gotta make his lunch tomorrow.
I have a kid. What?
Yeah, fuck. I'm hoping he's sleeping right now. So after this show here in a few minutes,
my kids aren't. I can hear him upstairs.
Yeah, Chris is like, he should be in bed. I'm like, the fucker just walked over and said, "Oh, I've got this review packet to go on to do," and I'm like, "Oh boy." Yeah, let me go back here to
Common Core. Is the devil.
Are we gonna run it? What do you want to run? 3 hour shows? 2 hour and a half?
Want to cash out of this one?
Yeah, and then come right back with the Common Core shit.
Sure, let's do it.
If I can read it. Oh wait, that Steve put it there. Okay.
All right, we'll peace out. We'll be right back.
Yeah, give us like 2 minutes.
Yeah, and
pee quick, and we're already gone. No, we're just still live. Oh,